got, so this is sample number 2. This is a 50mm by 50mm aluminium insert right in the center here, with cross-drilled holes, and then it has infusion lines that have been machined into the aluminium. So if we run through this, this is one of the options that we're considering. This is a PVC Marcel 80 foam, and it's heavier but will carry the same or similar strength components. So if we look at the thickness of this, we've got a top layer being the twill, then we've got the biaxial, and that makes up 6 layers, which will be the thinnest point on the tub, 6 layers. Then we have our next 6 layers. We've got minus 45s, we've got plus 45s, we've got zeros. So that's all the direction of the carbon that it's been laid up in. This was rudimentary laid up under pressure, so it's not we're not looking for finish, we're just looking for an accuracy, so we're able to test. This weighs 187 grams, of which just that aluminium insert there weighs around 55 grams. So that's what we've got, and this is a sample. So what we're doing with this sample is going to drill, tap it, and then we are going to see how much force it takes to delaminate the aluminium inserts on the inside of this. Massively strong. I mean, this thing is massive. I just put it down and I was just standing on it now. I didn't even flex, didn't even know I was there. This is a solid piece. So this will be the thinnest stage, thinnest piece on our tub, and this excludes the Kevlar skins. In some cases we will have 12 to 13 layers on each side of the panel, which is pretty much double this. So yeah, that's what we've got. This is going in for testing next week, and let's see where we end up. So what we've done is we've put the tape in again, put it on the back of some fabric, and now we're just laying it up into the lower section of the mold. And as you can see, everything kind of lines up nicely. You don't have too many issues. Obviously with the carbon, it does have some movement to it. And there's a little overlap there in the front. So this should be enough now to start cutting up the carbon. So the idea really is cut up the middle section, do that, and then cut up and do the back section, and then the front section, and then do the first initial layers, and then bolt everything in back together, and then we'll start laying up the rest of that. Basically, like, I mean, this and these will all go in obviously in their specific areas, and these are just some of them. different types, different mounts. Here you can see the engine mounts, a 20mm thick. Alright, so how many aluminium inserts are needed for the lower section of the tub? So here's the answer. If we start over here, these are the lower engine mount or sub-assembly mount, depending on how you go. This is floor tray mount. These are seat belt mount with adjustability on these. Front or center, your crotch belt. These are crash bars, so obviously these would be up here, but nonetheless, those are your crash bar mount, crash bar mount. Suspension mount, so that's upper, lower, lower, upper. Floor plan mount, floor plan mount. Pedal box mount. Now you'll see this is quite long, and the reason that it's so long is because obviously Caleb's growing, so I need to be able to adjust all the way up. Steering rack mount and upper control arm mount, lower control arm mount, lower control, upper control torsion bar. So that's what it looks like. Now I've got to put them in perfectly into place, 100% perfectly. So gonna need a lot of luck for this one. So I've just thrown in some, twill or woven fiberglass quickly, and gonna start with the PVC Infusion core. We've got two types. This is like a Marcel 80. It's a hard wearing, yet there is a level of flex. And this is specifically made for Infusion, so we're going to give it a bash and see how it goes. So what we've done is we've got all the layers in now, and I'm busy with the core. And as you can see, it's a slow and steady process. So the way I do it, usually what you do is throw this in an oven, let it warm up, and then put it in and push into the corners and get all the contours right. But yeah, because it's minor contours, I'm just using the heat gun, and then I heat up the area, bend it into place to make sure it fits. So then once we, glue it down, it should work. Oopsie, that broke. But that's kind of the way it works. Taken a long time to do this layup. Steady, slowly, trying to make sure everything was precisely done, that the core fitted correctly, there was no gaps or issues, and that took a substantial amount of time, as you can imagine. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do the infusion through the center. We have the vacuum hose running all the way around the edges. Not a perfect job, but it's great as far as I'm concerned for the job at hand. And whenever I do a big vacuum, just because I don't feel like headaches, I always do a double tacky line. It is a lot more work, but you know what? Once it's in there, it's in there. And the last thing you want is anything leaking. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And we're going to start the infusion now. Alright guys, so that is now done. It has been 24 hours in the oven. And it's still nice and toasty. Give some time to cool down and we'll take it out. So we're not done yet, but instead of going through the entire process and showing you how it's done, I'll give you a quick snippet into how we did the top deck and then show you some photographs and some videos of the two halves combined. Then we're done. Oh, this took absolutely forever. I mean, jeepers, this is just never ends. It's like just doesn't stop. Layer after layer after layer. So now we finally got it. And it's time to start laying up. My garage is an absolute disaster. Once this is finished, it's going to be tear down and clean up. Okay, let's get this done.